Hey guys, welcome back. This is me, Sal Mahajan, and in today's video, we're going to be discussing about Azure Cosmos DB. So let's just go over the brief definition. As you can see, Azure Cosmos DB is a fully managed NoSQL database server for modern app development. You get a guaranteed single-digit millisecond response. With about a 99.999% availability, which is also known as five nines, backed by SLAs, automatic and instant scalability. It has open source APIs available for MongoDB and Cassandra. You can enjoy fast writes and reads anywhere in the world, and also you can gain insights. So let's move right. I hope you guys understood. So Azure Cosmos DB is basically a fully managed, no SQL based data, is a fully managed no SQL database server provided by Azure. So we're going to head right to the portal. So again, this is the Azure Cosmos DB's website. The link will be below. You can view different features about Azure Cosmos DB. Now coming to the portal, now we're going to create an Azure Cosmos DB service. So what you can do is if your Azure Cosmos DB is not available over here, you can simply go to the search bar and type in Azure Cosmos DB. So I'm going to select an Azure Cosmos DB. Well, we can go to create. Once we do click on create, we can wait for the website to load up. And as you can see, the website has loaded up. So I'll zoom it in a bit. Okay, so we have they ask you a question which API best suits your workload. So we have five APIs that we can go with. One is the core SQL that is recommended by Azure. Then if you want to work with MongoDB, we have Azure Cosmos DB API for MongoDB. If you're interested to work with Cassandra, we have that available too. You have Azure Tables available, and also you have Germlin available, which is basically a graph-based database. So for this demo, we'll be creating an Azure Cosmos DB API for Mongo. DB. So you're going to click on create. You can choose anything that you wish. It's not a big issue. So your subscription would be whatever it is. Your resource group, you can choose your resource group. I'll be choosing Azure 101. You can enter your name. So I'm going to be typing Azure 101 Mongo. Hope that's available. And that is available. You could choose any location you want. Now we have a capacity mode in which we have two capacity modes that we can choose. We can choose provision throughput or we can choose serverless. So normally I would say it's better you go with provision throughput because you have more functionalities with it available. Again, if you would like to learn more, you can click on learn more about capacity mode. It gives you a brief understanding about your workloads and the pricing that will cost you. So if you're creating your first Cosmos DB, you get a free tier in which you get the first 1,000 request units free and 25 GB of storage. Um, you can limit the total account. I will not be limiting, and we can stick with the latest version that is version 4.0. We can go to the next that is global distribution. So would you want a geo redundancy available? You can enable it, or would you like multi-region rights enabled? You can choose according to your case scenario. Computer networking, you can choose what's the connectivity method. I would recommend to go with public endpoint or private endpoint. With this, we will be going with the public endpoint. So, and then you can configure your firewall, allow access from Azure portal. So if you would like to access your Cosmos DB, MongoDB database to the Azure portal, you can click on allow or deny. And would you allow your current IP address to, um, you know, interact with that. So you can click on now or deny. As I'm not going to be any current interaction, I'm going to leave on deny. If you have any virtual networks that you have created in Azure, you can add those virtual networks here too. Next, we can move to the backup policy. Now you can choose two types of backup policies. Either you want a periodic or you want a continuous, and then you have your backup interval. So after what interval of time would you like the backup to be performed, and what is the backup intention? For how many hours would a backup be retained? And the number of copies of data should be retained. And the last is the backup storage redundancy. Would you like it to be a geo redundant or local redundant? Normally it is geo redundant, so you could move on the same. Next, coming to encryption, as we spoke about previously, you have two types of encryption. One is a server managed key. The server managed key is basically a key that is managed by Azure itself, or you can use a customer managed key wherein you can enter in your own key. Next, coming to tags, as you know, I always leave tags empty. You can click on review and create and wait for it to pass the validation. As you can see, validation success, and then it shows you estimated account time creation 2 minutes, and then you can scroll all the way down and you can see everything else, verify everything, and then you can click on create. Once you do click on create, as you can see in the notifications, we do get a pop-up that says initializing deployment, submitting deployment, and if we wait for a few minutes, it will, yep, few seconds, sorry, it will take us to the deployment page. Now I will let this to deploy and I will be back to you guys once this Cosmos DB is deployed. Hey guys, so you can see that the deployment has been complete. So we're going to click on go to resource. Once we click on go to resource, we open up the Azure overview. So you can see it just takes you to quick start directly. We're going to go back to overview and we're going to look through. So basically it says your status is online, your resource group, your subscription, whatsoever, and your location and things like that. This is your URI, your server version, and free tier, whatever. So, and this will be given your data, basically the number of requests you have had, request chain, and your estimated costs. Coming down, you do have diagnose and solve problems, so you know you can do that. And then we have a quick start. So basically you can choose a platform. So let's take you're building something using .NET, maybe maybe you're doing something through Java. So you could follow up, these. You can just copy paste what you say, this command, this code into your project, and you can move forward. Next, we have Data Explorer. This is your GUI or UI where you can interact with the database. So just to give you guys an example, you can come here as a writer, nothing is created. So you can click on new creation and you can create a database. So you can give a name of the database. You can choose that you want your um, you want to share throughput across all your collections. You can choose an auto scale or manual. I would recommend you do go with an auto scale. Version. Autoscale version would cost you a bit more, but again, it is quite good. Again, if you feel that the manual is better and you will not cross more than 400, you can stick with manual and it will cost you cheap. Then you can put in your collection ID. Do you want sharding or not? So unsharded gives you a limit of only 20 GB, but sharded is unlimited. Then your sharding key. And would you like analytic storage? You can move over to advanced and you can see create wildcard then. So you can move through this and then once it's created, you can access your documents and everything from here. Your connection strings will be available over here. So you may be seeing my connection strings anywhere. These all will be reset. Another thing that I would say is if anytime you feel that your primary password, this is also known as your private key, has been, leaked, you will click on the three dots over here and you can regenerate the password. So this helps you to, have to save yourself from unauthorized access if your keys have been released. You can come to your features. You can look at your features here. You have replicate data globally. You can enable or disable it accordingly, and you can replicate your data globally. You have your backup and store. You have your firewalls. Now this is the place where you could add your IP address. So assuming that I would like to connect to the MongoDB from my local system, I would come over here and type in my IP address. As you see, Azure is smart enough, it says add my current IP. I could just click on this and it'll do it for me. You have private endpoint data migration. If there's any data migration that you would like to do, you could follow through this. Advisory recommendations, if there's anything that you should do. Again, because you just created it, so it just says this. You can scale, browse, and then you have your monitoring as usual, where you can view your insights, alerts, and metrics, and then you have your automation task. And if you have any issues, you can come to support. So hope you guys did like this video, and I covered about Azure Cosmos DB. So creating a MongoDB API. Of course, you could choose anything if you want to create. So hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and do subscribe and comment down any other topics that you would like me to cover. Hope you guys have a great day. Take care. See ya. Bye bye.